Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so excited to be back with you for part two of our March sneak peek week for Pink and Main. You guys know that the new release is coming out tomorrow, March 22nd. There's going to be an Instagram hop. There's going to be so much newness. It is Pink and Main's 10-year birthday. And so Michelle went all out for this. Every March is like a strong, extra strong release with like specifically birthday and celebration themed products, but this one was extra special. So just to recap, this is the super fun shaker card that we made on Tuesday that I'm still loving. And it while it was drying the other night, it did look kind of like wiggly, but it flattened out a good bit as that liquid glue dried. So if you noticed that the other day, it definitely calmed itself down. I already see a ton of people checking in the comments, so thank you so much for that. Let's do a quick rundown. We've got Virginia checking in, Lori from Wisconsin, Melissa's here, Deanne's here, Judith Taylor's here, Deanne's checking in from Florida, Maria, Susan, Julie's here, Pamela, Therese, Bee's here, Barbara. Thank you guys so much. I so appreciate you coming to hang out. I think what I want to do is give you a couple sneak peeks now. We'll make our card and then we'll show a couple more sneak peeks at the end. And by a couple, I mean pretty much everything. We're going to go through everything. Um, Lisa or Lesa's here from Oregon and checking in from Michigan. I see some new names. That's very exciting. So one that I do want to show you guys right away, I used it on my hop card that you guys will see tomorrow. Um, I think the hop goes live. I never remember it right. I think it's 3 o'clock Eastern. It's either 3 or 12 because then it's 12 is involved and I just can't remember if it's 12 Eastern or 12 Pacific. But tomorrow afternoon, keep an eye out. Pink and Main's page, my page, Instagram pages are all listed in the description here. So you'll find it. And it's open for at least the weekend, probably longer. Pamela said she's from Oregon too. That's exciting. Carolyn's checking in from Central Florida. Becky's here. I love that. So this is the sentiment set that I used in my hop card. So it is called Let's Celebrate. And it's these really beautiful, thin, hand lettered sentiments, right? So let's celebrate birthday wishes, happy birthday, wish big, oh, happy day, you, oh, yay for cake. This one says yay for cake. Make a wish, party, hooray, happy birthday to you. And then, of course, they all have coordinating dies. So that I wanted to show you right away today. Oh, Teresa's checking in from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Teresa, is that East or West PA? I don't know where Newcastle is. I'm near Newcastle, Delaware, but not Newcastle, Pennsylvania. What else can I show you? Let's look at our foilables now, these small ones that I have, like the little mini panels, because we're going to use one tonight. So we'll look at those foilables and we'll save the rest for after, besides all the stuff we're doing. Oh, Western PA. Lovely. My dad lives in Western PA, south of Pittsburgh. So that's fun. Cindy's checking in from California. That's exciting. Definitely some more new faces today, guys. We're doing great. Okay, so on these are more sneak peeks, and then we'll dive into today's project. So we have these new foilables, which are the ombre, but they're called a color spotlight. So these are the full toner sheets. Johnny's checking in from Vegas. So these are the sheets that when you've used your foil and you have the leftover image, like the reverse of your image, you can place them on a full toner sheet and it will transfer everything over. So we have this teal to lime green to yellow. We have, oh, my camera doesn't know what to do about that. We have pink to teal. That one's very unique. We have, try to hold my hands out so my camera stops freaking out. We have purple to like an orangey red. And we have this orange to brown, which, I mean, for fall, this is like my dream come true. So we have those very fun ombre spotlight toner sheets, and those are called Color Spotlight. I'm gonna have to make like a fall card early. Twist my arm. We have the Foilable Panels Tall Cake. I think these are all the same. Yeah, these are all the same cake. So you get 8 panels of this cake that is its own whole card, basically. Love that. And these are the foilables. If you're new to Pink and Main's foilable panels, wherever you see black ink, that's the toner ink. That is where your foil, what your foil is going to stick to. You get the white background, and then everything that's printed in black ink get your foil. So this is balloon animals. You get this really fun balloon animal dog, twisty balloon dog. Um, oh, nice. Teresa is teaching classes in Butler, PA. We love that you love Pink and Maine. That's so fun. Michelle's checking in. I see Michelle. Love that. Okay, so those are our new small foilable panels. We'll share one of those big foilable kits here in a little bit. And then our sentiment set, if I didn't do a great job of holding that up in front of the camera. There's that. Cindy says she loves the balloon dog. I think it's fun. It might not be like the first thing I'm drawn to out of everything, but I think it's very unique, right? I don't see a lot of stuff that looks like that or has the balloon dog like feel regularly. So I like that it's just different. I hate when brands put out stuff where everything just feels the same. So I love how Michelle is like always willing to try something new and like change things up. Starla's checking in, her first time here. We're very happy to have you, Miss Starla. Thank you so much for coming to hang out. Sorry, guys. So I have here 2 of our new confetti mixes. We have the Poppin Pink confetti and the Lemon Lime confetti. Really fun. And I also grabbed the, yeah, my camera's not going to know what to do with that either. The Fairy Wings Green foil. Hold on one second. I need to grab a drink. This happened the other day too on Tuesday. I should have been ready for it, right? Okay, let's try again. So Fairy Wings Green. I thought it went really nicely with the lemon lime because we're going to use this new foilable kit. This is the 4th small little foilable panel kit, and this is also called Spotlight. I just got like one little tickle and it's driving me crazy, man. So there's 2 styles of the Spotlight in this kit that you get, right? Oh no, I guess there's more than 2. Wait, now I have them all mixed up. No, there's 2. Okay, I just had them flip-flopped around. So you get this one that has the longer, kind of solid straight lines. And then you have this guy that has more of the little dots radiating. That's what we're going to use for our card today. So we'll just, oh, look, now I am going crazy. Are these all the same? No. There's 4 of these. This is how you know I don't script these things ahead of time. Okay, so this one has way more stripes around the center than this one. right? So this one's a little more simple. This one's got a little bit more going on. And then these are similar, but the circle is smaller. Yeah. So I think I like this one. Although I'm trying to think with what we're using. And let's change it up. I'll go for one that feels a little of a stretch to me. All right. Darla's checking in from Indiana. Connie's in with us. Karen's checking in on Facebook. Love that. All right, so we're going to use this guy and we're going to foil that. But first, we have to stamp our images. And our images are going to come from Sakura blooms. So they're little cherry blossoms, right? Sakura is the Japanese cherry blossoms. So this is just so stinking beautiful. This is a Mommy Lay design for Pink and Main. So you get the little teacup with the Sakura blossoms and the little bunny. You get the sweet little bear holding her blossoms behind her back. We're going to use her. But what I'm most excited about is we get this beautiful wreath, and I love it so much. So we're going to use the wreath. We're going to add a sentiment to the middle, and we're going to pop this little cute bear, I think, over to the side. And I think that's going to be so stinking cute. Yuling is checking in from Singapore. I guess it's morning over there. Good morning. And Candace is checking in from Louisiana for the first time. I'm so excited you guys are all finding us. This is lovely. But yes, absolutely beautiful. You also get this like larger branch and obviously a couple little cherry blossoms as well. And then the dies have for all of the images and the sentiments, which I love. And then to build everything on, we're going to use some of the brownstone cardstock. So I want to get these stamped first so they can dry. You guys know the usual drill around here. We'll get these stamped, and then while they're drying, we can work on foiling. The dies can get put to the side for now. Out of all of the sneak peeks that I've done, or if you've seen anything from the blog, anything like that, I'm curious, does anybody already have like a favorite thing they're excited for? I do have a whole pile of more stuff to share here at the end, but I kind of want to do like a temperature gauge and see where we're all at. What are our favorites so far? Oh, thanks, Deanne. Yeah. If you guys do feel up to giving a thumbs up, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, it definitely helps us to reach even more crafters who would love to come hang out with us and maybe just haven't found us yet. I would definitely appreciate that. I think I want to go with You Are Loved. That feels really powerful. And maybe this like little cluster too. Maybe we'll do that up here to like balance out the my little bear down there. Oh, Darla said she hasn't been able to check out the sneak peeks yet. Yeah, there have been a couple really good ones on the blog that went up this week. And we went through some of our sneak peeks on Tuesday, and you can always go back on Facebook and YouTube to watch the replay of our lives as well if you want to pop on and see all the sneak peeks we looked at on Tuesday night. Of course. Magnet was in the way. There we go. I'm not pressing down really hard with my ink pad because my asphalt ink, this is the Pink and Main asphalt ink. All my stuff that I could link for you guys is linked in the description of wherever you're watching. These are for April. So they come out tomorrow, Darla. The March release comes out tomorrow. So all of these will be available tomorrow morning. March is Pink and Main's birthday month, and this year, I believe, is the 10th anniversary for Pink and Main. So Michelle went next level for this release, even more than usual. So there's a ton of new product. There's a bunch of new, there's 20, I think I said 27 the other day, but I think there's 28. 28 new confettis. There's a new pokey tool that we saw as part of the kit that's coming. Well, it's like pokey tool on one side and rhinestone like picker. I forget what they're officially called. This one. So you get the wax, you get the pokey tool on one side, and you get the wax tip on the other side so you can pick up your embellishments. An embellishment wand. That's the word I'm looking for. All right, so we're gonna set this aside to dry. I just love how like all of the little thin detail in those flowers is beautiful. And that's why I picked the pink and the green confetti because I thought it would be a nice way to add in like the colors of the cherry blossoms and the leaves and feel really springy. It's going to be really fun. Yeah, Darla, exactly. The embossing, nope, the embellishment wand that was available with the monthly subscription kit and then should be added on as a single item available in the store tomorrow. Do I have a foam pad in the Misty? Yeah, Shani, I can show you my Misty. So what I did is I bought the paper pad that they sell for it, but then I ran it through a laminator. And it is small enough. You could put it through your Misty, or sorry, through your Mink, right? I have my mini Mink here, and it would fit through if you have a laminator sheet that would go through there. But I laminated it so that I can wipe it down with ink remover, ink cleaner, in between, and then I have my pad underneath. And you can see she's well loved. Um, so yeah, that's how I do keep my Misty, so that I not that you would know that it's clean, but I try to keep it as clean as I can. Oh, thank you so much. Happy Joy Cards. I love that name. Where can I put this? We have our brownstone. Is the right size? It's a little big. I think this is the wrong size. I don't know. Let's grab that because we'll be able to trim that down. And let me plug in my, yeah, Cindy said she laminated hers too. It just makes it so much easier. So we're going to heat our mini Mink up to 3. I just plugged it in and turned it on, so you will be able to see in real time how quick it is. Let's trim down my foil nice. This is the Fairy Wings Green foil, also linked in the description for you. Not new. This is not a new foil. There are some new foils actually. Should have grabbed those. Usually what's in the foil subscription kit for like the better price also becomes available for everyone with the new release as well. So if you liked those, you can get them there. So I have my, come on guys, it's been that kind of week. I have my sheet thing, carrier sheet. There we go. I knew the word sheet was in there. I have my carrier sheet for my Mink. I'm going to put my, with my luck, there'll be dust, even though I just took it out of the packaging. I'm going to wipe down my Foilable, make sure there's not any dust on it. In theory, this should really be done with a microfiber cloth, and not my shirt, but mine is covered in ink right now. And so I don't think it would do much good as far as removing dust. I think it would make it worse. So I'm also going to wipe off the inside. Everybody's in the comments, it's carrier sheet. I got there. So you always put your foilable in pretty side up and your foil in pretty side up. Okay, I like to pinch it and give it a flip to make sure that it's centered where it should be, and it is. And our mink is now ready. She turned green and beeped. So we're going to just gently let the mink take over. Darla said group effort, 100%. 100%. Lynn Min is checking in from MN. I know I'm going to be wrong. I'm going to assume that's Minnesota. We've been through this before. Minnesota, Maine. I'm pretty sure Maine is ME. So we're going to go Minnesota. Yeah, sometimes, Darla, it really feels like that all the time. Yep, Minnesota. Perfect. So once this goes all the way through, we're going to set it aside and let it completely cool down. We've been on a wild ride here on our lives in the last probably 6 months with these foils, trying all different things, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't, testing out the best way to peel things off and if we should be wiping everything down or so that's what we've decided. Just let it cool, like completely cool before we do anything else. So I have my panel of brownstone cardstock. And we have our, this feels pretty cool now, our foilable. Yeah, Karen, I love this one. This one is that fairy wings green. Beautiful. That was like a perfect peel. So it looks very holographic rainbow, which it is in person too, but it's still like when it's flat, it still reads green. It's hard to catch it with the camera because there just is so much light around me, but just trust me, it still looks green. So we could put it like that and you can see we still get a small mat, but I do want a little bit more. Barbara said, ooh, ah, exactly. So we're starting out at 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm gonna just shift 1/8 of an inch. Because this has a centered pattern, I'm gonna do the same off of each side. But if this was like an all over universal pattern, I would just chop away from one side. Right, and then there. And then from the top. So now we're down to 3 3/4 by 5. And that should give me more of the mat I'm looking for. Pam said, foiling is a game changer. I absolutely agree. I think it adds instant pop to your card. I think it gives you a lot of like a lot of bang for your buck, right? Like it really is like punchy. And then this is what I was saying earlier. You get that negative image and you can put that through your mink with one of these full panel toner sheets. This is not the color combo I would suggest. I'm just trying to show you. So when you lay it onto the full toner sheet, you would get the color peeking through and everything else would be foil. You get like the reverse image. So a lovely way to make sure that you're not losing out on any of your foil. You can always make the positive and negative of your image. Let me put my carrier sheet in a safe place because every time that I use this during a sneak peek week, it gets lost because I get it mixed into all of the packaging as we're unwrapping things. All right, so we're going to set that aside right now. We're going to color. I think that looks pretty good. All right, and I do want to kind of use the Poppin pink and that lemon lime green as my color inspiration. So what I'm going to do is grab my tried and true hex chart from Sandy Allnack. We use this often here. And it's just going to help me to pick some markers that are going to work really well with the colors I already know we're using on the card. So everything blends and meshes together. So the first thing I'm thinking is in here with like the YO3, or sorry, YGO3, YG21. And then we need a dark. So maybe like YG17. Okay. And then with our pinks, definitely in the RVs, I'm thinking like RV02 and maybe like 4 are giving the right feeling. So also there's not a set way to do this. It's all trial and error and getting to know your products. And if you're not using Copics, that's also totally fine. Use whatever markers or pencils you have. The same ideas still hold true. They're still relevant. This just seems so bright. I kind of want to jump all the way to RV17. And that's why the hex chart is nice, because you can see what else is around what you're working on. So you know an easier way to kind of jump. So I have my pinks and my greens. I'm also going to pick, I think I want like a soft tan, kind of maybe like that brownstone color. Oh, these are the new confetti sequins, Pam, that are coming out tomorrow. There's 28 new colors. So they're like sequins, they just don't have the hole in the middle. And it's 3 or 4 sizes in each one. So we're using that Poppin pink and then lemon lime confetti. We use some for shakers on Tuesday in our little shaker pouch. And so tonight I want to use them just as like embellishment decoration. Yeah, Karen said she's using Spectrum Noirs. There's no shame in that. I had Spectrum Noirs for a while too. Use whatever you have, whatever fits the budget. I got my Spectrum Noirs on sale, and so I used them as long as I absolutely could because I was getting every bit of that deal. So I'm going to go in with E25, 23, and 21 for our little bear. I think those will match pretty well with that brownstone cardstock. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any questions. See lots of people talking about how much they love foiling. That's exciting. Okay, E25. And just because we have so many new people here, I do want to throw it out there that I will be at the Simon Says Stamp Create event in May. If anybody already has tickets and is going, I will be there for Pink and Main doing the make and takes that whole weekend. And I think it's going to be a very fun time. So I believe tickets are sold out now, but if you're going, please, please, please come see me. It's my first ever event like this, any kind of card event live ever. So I am 100% going in nervous and with no like in-person card friends. So I would love to meet some of you guys there. Darla said she's going to be there. Oh, that's so exciting. Karen, it's in Ohio. It's near the Simon Says Stamp like facility, I think. I think it's Columbus. All right, so we started out with 25, then we went to 23. Now I'm going to go in with 21, focusing all of the shadows here on the outer part of her little face and then above her nose. And 23 to 21 is a pretty big jump. So I'm just going to take my time and do these tiny little circles. That's going to help me break up that color barrier on the edge. You can always do some tip to tip coloring too. We can pick up a little of the 23 on our 21 marker if we want and help pull that color in. That'll kind of make like a hybrid color. It's pretty good. Her little arms, I put the shadows on her leg, up kind of under her little dress where it would be creating a shadow. Pull that down. Oh, yeah. Susan said she's so excited about the shaker covers. Me too. I love, you guys know I love a shaker card, 100%. And yeah, I also completely get that, you know, the Simon Says Stamp event, those kind of events are hard for people to get to. That's part of why I've never gone before this year. I live in Delaware, and that's like a little mini hike for me. But I just couldn't turn down the opportunity to go and represent Pink and Maine. So I was very honored that Michelle asked. All right, so you know, I don't even know why I picked 3 markers because we're not getting 3 markers on these teeny tiny little leaves. I don't know what kind of delusional situation I was envisioning, but that's not going to happen. So we're just going to go YG17 and we're going to skip all the way up to YG21 because these are so small that it's not even going to matter if they blend. There's just so little space. You know what? Her dress can be green. There you go. And her shoes. Because there's just not, this whole thing is going to be pink, right? That's a lot. So I'm going to add my shading, my shadows at the top of her straps and then kind of along these little ruffles at the bottom and on her shoes. Now we'll bring in that YG03 as a transition color, pull that shading down on the outside, and then kind of pull those little ruffles up. Her shoes can just be filled in with that. And then our highlight is going to be that YG21 one more time, right through the middle of that cute little dress. There we go. Love her. I think she needs a little of our RV02 that we're going to use for our flowers as her little inner ear color. And I really want her nose to be dark. So I'm going to grab my E49, but you could do any dark color. You could just do a dark, like a black pen if you needed to, if you want that look. Okay, and then let's start with the flowers around her. This is going to be super repetitive. Trying to get my camera like as close as I can for you guys. So we did a little bit of floral coloring last week as well. This is going to be a lot more simple because they're so much smaller and they're drawn in a much more simple way, right? They're like a little more minimal. So our shading is also going to be more minimal. So instead of doing like a ton of texture, right, I'm just really emphasizing the artist drawn lines where one petal overlaps another. And then on the tips of the flower where it has those little V's, kind of emphasizing that little bit of texture and fold that would come on those petals. that. And these are small enough that I feel comfortable working with this whole group at once. If you're nervous and you're working with alcohol markers, you can definitely do, a couple at a time. But I just don't think these are going to dry fast enough because there's so little. So now that was my RV 17. Now we're going to jump to RV 04 and kind of reinforce those lines, just basically pulling that color out, widening up those shadows. And it's okay if some of these areas, especially like towards the bear, get kind of filled in with these first two colors because there would be more shadow there anyway. Okay. And then RVO2 is going to be our highlight. And RVO2 is pretty pale, but these are all, RVs are weird. They dry back different, like all alcohol markers dry back a little bit different, but the RVs really dry back different. So let's give that a second. And that's where we're headed. So I also want to take this second to add in her little eye highlights that I like to give with a little white gel pen. Just right on, I put them just to the right of the eye dots. Oh, Debbie, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Debbie said, I'm a good colorist. I try. It's all a learning process. I still feel like I'm learning so much too. But it's very fun and it makes me happy. And coloring with you guys makes me happy. So I'm also adding just tiny little white marks to the center of those flowers. But we're pretty much just going to repeat that whole pink process for all of these, which you'd think would be like a lot, but it really will go by pretty quick once we kind of get on a roll. But this one, you can see this cherry blossom is like cupped and it's opening up. So I'm going to make sure that that center part is really shadowed to help kind of support that idea. And it's definitely like Sakura cherry blossom season. I remember going to see them in DC in Washington, DC in the springs. As like a kid. I know we went at least a couple times. My mom usually watches my lives, so I'm sure she'll tell me when I'm done when we went. Shout out to my mom. Always supporting my lives. All right, so I'm just going to fill that in with that highlight again. And with this, honestly, too, if you're worried about a smooth blend, you can run over the whole thing with your lightest marker and it'll take out some of your contrast, but it'll also make sure everything looks nice and smooth. So now we just have these guys. If anybody has questions, please leave them in the comments, especially now while we are in kind of a repetitive place for these. Cindy said she got to see the cherry blossoms in DC too. I love that. I know, like, being here on the East Coast, a lot of people travel pretty like far to go see them. It's like a pretty cool thing. It's just funny because when I think of DC, I think of so many like historical things. And I love that that one's just like, just because it's pretty. And it's okay when you're filling these in to let them be like a little textured, a little sketchy, as far as like not having, pristine little lines because they are small, but also like flowers are organic and things in nature are never perfect. So the worst thing you can do is overthink it and not just kind of have fun. And if you're the kind of person where you're like, no, no, that's too stressful, if you get this set, you can pull this live back up and just kind of follow along and we'll do it together. And you guys know I love to reuse stamp sets whenever I can too. So if you guys want to see this one again, not during sneak peeks, you can always leave me a comment wherever you're watching from anytime. And I take notes of what everybody's requesting, product wise, technique wise, anything, and I will make sure that they get worked into the schedule. I saw my dad commented something. What did he write? My mom was actually the grand marshal in the cherry blossom parade once. There you go. Shout out to my cherry blossom parade mom. Shout out also to my dad for coming to pretty much all of my lives too. Get you guys a family that I hope everybody here has family or friends, somebody that just like unconditionally supports whatever, quirky, silly, whatever kind of things that you enjoy, whatever part of card making and creating or the internet that you're on. And if you can, be also that to somebody else because there's so many doubters in the world. And having you guys to talk to and my family and like seeing everybody's channels growing in our community and like everybody getting inspired from each other, like that's how it's supposed to be. That's the side of card making I want to be on. And I know not everybody has that. So, and if your family of origin doesn't give you that, don't be afraid to make your own family that will. All right, that's the end of my soapbox story for that. All right, so how about that? There are our cherry blossoms. So I do want to go back in one more time with that 08 pen and just add a little bit of that texture to these centers. Again, not worrying about being super precise, just kind of like little flicks from the center where those artist drawn lines already are, just to kind of break that up a little bit. I think it lightens the whole thing. All right, let me grab, right here. Let's grab our dies, our coordinating dies. And we could have stamped the sentiment in a color, but I just thought there's going to be so much color going on this card already that it would be fine without it. That's a teacup. So review. Are you her? Yes, you are. And it makes you. Yep, yep. Oh man. Well, it's at least the right one. All right, you are loved. Doesn't look right. That doesn't look right. Oh, wait, right there. There we go. Okay. There's my washi. Oh, thank you so much, Kim. Kim said this is beautiful. Thanks for sharing your beautiful work. I really appreciate that. Virginia says she loves that pink combo. Me too. It's a really fun one and really bright. Thank you, Nidra. That's so kind. You guys are so great. I've never met a supportive community like the card makers. I've been like, I used to do like makeup artistry, and that can be real cutthroat. So I definitely enjoy hanging out with you guys and inspiring. Cindy said her mom started them all crafting when they were very young. I love that. Me too. Both of my parents are very artistic, and so I grew up always having arts and crafts and going to museums and um, sewing and learning how to knit and watercolors, right? Like a little bit of everything. And then that turned into the makeup stuff. And I have two daughters myself, Alex and Ken's. They're 9 and 7. And they're definitely crafty girlies. They love arts and crafts. They love weaving and drawing and painting. And they love a good shopping trip to Michael's because don't we all? So, Barbara, exactly. Who needs negative people in their lives? Not us. That is for sure. Look at how beautiful that die cut. Perfectly in that circle wreath. Ugh, I love it. So good. The pink and Main dies for those kinds. She's got a couple of those wreaths like that, and they're always so good. I cut that out on the floor on my Big Shot, my Sizzix Big Shot, for anybody who's new to our lives. P.S. We're here every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, year round. I'd love to have you join us. If you can't make the live, we are always available on replay as well on Facebook and YouTube. They get saved in both spots. And I do take requests. So leave me some comments of stuff you'd like to see. It can be old product, new product, whatever you want. Karen, the washi tape I use is just whatever was on sale at Michael's because I just use it to hold down my my dies and then it gets thrown out. So this one is like a wood grain whatever, but I just buy whatever the cheapest is, or if they have clearance, or I have like a really good coupon one day, I just use that. Deanne's been crafting with her parents since she was super little. Love that. One of my daughters is creeping around behind me as we speak. Okay. Even though they were supposed to be in bed an hour ago. Go upstairs. Nope. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Thank you. We're still zoomed in. Yeah, Karen, just washi. Just regular old washi. So I am going to stand up because it's easier for me to make sure this is nice and lined up. I went over it with just some tape runner because I'm not going to be popping up the wreath. If you wanted to pop up the wreath, I would suggest cutting multiple of just this die out of plain white cardstock and then gluing it to stack it, because foam that thin is going to be like impossible to deal with. Yeah, Karen's been crafting her whole life too. That's so funny how many of us, it's just like always been a part of life. I love that. So I really wanted to use this, like the wreath hoop with this foilable, I should say, because it has that circle. I just thought it would be really pretty. And my first instinct was to put it to the side, but I want to include our little bear. And so I think having her kind of continue that loop around would be really pretty. So that's where I'm leaning for that. And then we can pop up our sentiment and our little bear. The wreath is going to go flat. And we have this, but I might not need it. I don't know. I kind of like that. Yeah, I think I like that. And then we can add some gems, some confetti. All right, so wreath first, because wreath is going to go flat. I'm going to take my Easy Squeeze liquid glue. This is definitely the biggest crowd we've had live so far. And I just want to tell everyone who's watching right now that I really sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate you. Even if you can't come regularly for our lives, you being here now is amazing. And anytime you can pop in the future, we would love to have you. Pam, that's a great question. Let me check real quick. Pink and Maine, blue. I didn't realize it was out. It looks like it is still out, Pam. Sorry about that. I also love the glue. I will keep an eye on it though, and when it's back in, I'll make sure that I can announce it over here too for you guys. All right, so we need our foam tape. She's over here because she's too big to fit in the desk now. We have our giant roll again. Kristen said her mom was an amazing artist. She could draw really well. Oh, and but she didn't draw a lot. Yeah, sometimes it gets overwhelming or you like psych yourself out. That's why I love doing these lives and being like super real and silly with you guys. I don't plan things like a lot. I try to plan, but I don't like practice ahead of time. Because I want when I'm making cards for myself, I don't practice them ahead of time either. So I think that would be setting an unrealistic expectation for you guys of what that process really looks like. So I will warn you, if you're new here and you want to come hang out, sometimes I'm a little chaotic. I don't mean to be, but sometimes life gets real lifey, you know? But I'll always be honest. I can at least say that. So I'm just cutting my foam tape in half to add to the back of my little sentiment here that's going to go in the center. I love how this is looking with the foam popping up some of our things. Melissa said she likes the unedited. That's good. If you like more of an edited version, you can always check out my my YouTube channel too. A little shameless plug. It's listed in the description for you, but I have a YouTube channel as well, Caitlin Annalie Cards, with some more polished, edited format videos. But if you also enjoy the crafty chaos, you can just keep coming and hanging out with us live, and you know I will provide. You always get a good laugh. And I'd rather me make the mistake and we all learn from it than me act like everything's perfect and you guys have to deal with troubleshooting by yourselves later, because that's no fun. I was going to put it centered, but it really wasn't fitting with the bear's head. And so I kind of like it off to the left because I think it balances the flowers on the right. And that I just love how it looks with those popped up. So fun. Candace, yes. So when you're doing there is a toner foil or like a deco foil. I think that's what it's called. So Pink and Main's foils are specifically a toner foil The ones that you need like the hot plate system for, that is a different foil. So the cheer foil from Pink and Main, there's only one kind of cheer foil. All of Pink and Main's foil works with a mink or a laminator. You can use a laminator. We tried it, it did work. I will also tell you that the laminator I tried it with was a crappy one for real cheap from Aldi, and it did not work great. So that one compared to my mink was day and night, huge difference. If you already have an expensive laminator, you're probably going to get much better results than I did with mine. But I absolutely love my mini mink. I have no regrets. It is a welcomed part of my crafty collection. Let's pop on some of these and then we'll do that last run through of our sneak peeks. We'll just pop on a couple of these. I don't want to take all of our time, sneak peek time. We're already going a little longer today than we usually do. I think we follow this kind of diagonal we're creating with these guys up at the top. So I'm just going to add a couple little dots there and down here. And we'll do like 2 greens and a pink, and then the opposite. I like to flip these so that the cup part is up. I don't know if that's technically right. I don't really think there's a right or a wrong. It's sequins. Like everything's fair game. But I do love that there's 3 different sizes in each of these for every color. So you can kind of mix up, right? I have a large, a medium, and a small. We're going to tuck that one right under. Small. She's so small. Okay, there we go. Just simple. If you are new here too, or you haven't heard me say it, I also have a very strong too much gene. So sometimes we all have to work to rein me in a little, but I think that just looks so beautiful. I love it. And now we can dive into our other sneak peeks. So if you made it this far, which it looks like there are a bunch of you, I appreciate you so much. And I just cannot wait to show you these sneak peeks. So first up, we have another beautiful stamp set from Mommy Lay. This is the A Gift for You that comes with coordinating dies for the images only. So we get this beautiful little bunny in her dress with flowers. We have our little boy bear, and he's holding a big old present. And then we have our little girly bear, and she's got her present tucked behind her back. And then she's in this like little cute, like golf. It's giving like 20s or 30s vibes, I feel like, which is crazy because I guess we're in the 20s now. Barf. But yeah, they're so cute. So you get, I made this for you. I hope this makes you smile. Happy birthday, a gift for you. Happy everything. I love that because then you're talking year round. And happy anniversary. So there's that. We shared we used where'd they go? I don't know where they went. Our A2 regular and A2 small shaker covers on Tuesday. So these are the other two. So we have a mini slim shaker cover and we have a slimline shaker cover. So for all our slim girls and mini slim girls, there you go. You have shaker pouches too. We have our foilable kit. This is the birthday backgrounds foilable sheets. So this one, you get 1 sheet of each design. They are big enough to make 2 A2 size card fronts out of each, or you can cut them the other way and have them be slimline. So the black toner in these is what holds onto that foil. So you got cupcakes. We've got more of those balloon dogs. We've got a really fun plaid, and that to me isn't even just birthday. That could be all occasion. We have these really fun curly Q streamers. We have a stitch scallop that looks like that new die that we got last month. I love that. We have these really fun, are they called pennants? I don't know. Like streamers? I don't know. That's not right either. You know what they are. stitched circles. And we have party hats. So if you cut them this way, you get two A2 size cards. If you cut them this way, you get slimline cards, or obviously you can trim them down to whatever you need. So that's the birthday backgrounds. Then to go with that I think in a lovely way is the cut and emboss folder. So this will die cut the outer part of your image, and then it will emboss whatever this design is in the middle. So we have stuff to build a cupcake, to build a present. We got party hat, candle, banner. I think that's the word I wanted before. Happy birthday to you. I love that that's going to be like embossed in there. And then this really fun polka dot balloon. And then always looking for some more everyday basics. These are the stitched rectangle frames and the stitched circle frames. So this is one solid die that cuts out all of these frames all at once. So if you only need a small, they're really small. If you only need one of the small ones, you can just place a smaller piece of paper over the middle and just run it through and it'll just cut the small ones. But it's nice that you can cut all of these at once. I would probably run this through with like a black and a white cardstock, like the ice rink and the asphalt cardstock, and then just have like a stack of dies, of frames ready to go. But these are great for shakers, or you can use them just as a regular frame on your project. You can cut them out and add foam to them. You can cut them out and just cut multiple of them and stack them up and use them that way. And then we have, this is the birthday sentiment dies. So you get the shadow layer and the words. So you have make a wish. These are flipped backwards, but make a wish, happy birthday, celebrate, let's party, congrats, hooray, and just for you. I love the hooray and just for you, and even congrats, because now you're talking graduation, so many celebrations, right? And then those same sentiments are available in stickies, plus a couple of the cupcakes. And the stickies work, they're like double-sided. So you trim them out like a temporary tattoo. You rub them onto your cardstock, or you can put them through like a cold mink laminator, and the pressure will transfer them. Then you peel it up and you pressure, put them through a mink again with, I think we did like really light heat last time, and the adhesive will pull that foil. So it just helps you so that you can do the foil with any kind of background color, where with the foilables that we looked at earlier, your main option is white. So the stickies are coming in the same sentiments as the dies. You can get them in stickies. We have some lovely new gems. These are the special day sticky gems. So really nice rainbow, already have adhesive on them. And then the last thing I wanted to share with you guys is the Build a Cake stickies. And this is fun because each layer is on here separately. So you could do all different colors and styles of your foil and stack them together. So you have the plate, you have the main solid layer and its strips, you have the smaller layer and its kind of design, plus you have the streamers that you can add to any of them. You could just leave them solid, you could add just one stripe, whatever you want. The candles, make a wish, happy birthday, happy birthday. So those are so fun. Misty said that her wallet's going to be hurting tomorrow. I definitely encourage all support of the new release, but also keep in mind, like I said before, there is going to be a Instagram hop tomorrow, and the winner gets a $50 Pink and Mane gift card. So if you, actually for this one, it might be even more. Keep an eye out, but you get a prize for winning or for participating. And then that could take some of the pressure off of your wallet. You know what I mean? So yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. If you're new, like I said, we wholeheartedly welcome you back at any point. Don't feel like you have to come hang out for all of them, but anytime that you're free, we'd love to see you. And yeah, I hope you guys are so excited for the new release tomorrow. I am, and I will be back here with you guys next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, like usual. So if you have any requests from all of those new products that came out that we just looked at, we've only used a handful. So whatever you would like to see most, leave me some comments. I'll start making up a plan for the next couple weeks and we will get to work. Thank you guys so much for coming to hang out. I hope that you all have an amazing, safe, and crafty weekend. And until next time, guys, happy crafting. Have a good night.